I think it starts with Jeffrey Vidu. I think he's one of the more dynamic players in the state of New Hampshire, and he can score any chance he gets the ball. He runs really, really hard. He will fight for extra yards. He'll make you miss, and he'll run away from you. So he's a dynamic player with the ball in his hands, which makes sense that he's got 80 or something carries, whatever he is. I think he's leading Division II in rushing, so that makes a ton of sense. And then you have a guy like Roger Lucas who's playing quarterback for them, and just a solid high school quarterback in the state of New Hampshire, and some good weapons around them that are coming back. 56 and 6 and 88 is a monster and a problem at D end and tight end. So I think that they're kind of similar to us in the fact that they run similar stuff defensively. They have really good team speed. And a few guys back, and they do a nice job. So, we'll have our hands full Friday for sure.
It gives us some things to look at. I mean, obviously we've played them the past 2 years. I mean, like Vidu is a great player, great running back, and Roger Lucas is a great quarterback. But the good thing is that we've played them in the past, so we kind of know what to expect from them. I mean, obviously we need to make sure we're on top of things because they do have the players that could beat us. Obviously, we want to make sure that we don't get carried away, especially with the long bus ride. We want to make sure that we're on top of everything. But it's definitely just looking over film from last year, looking at the film that they've done this year, making sure that we've adjusted to the little changes that they have, and just see the best way that we can match up against them.
Through the off season, everyone's going to get better. So we got better as we go along, and so did they. So it's just going to be a similar matchup to last year, and we're going to expect the same things from what they had. But we're better, they're better, so better competition.
Well, obviously we expect a lot of running. But and I think that's going to be the key is to stop the run. So we're going to have to play really aggressive and physical this game. But I don't know. I think we know that we're the better team, and we just have to go in with that same mentality we went in with Plymouth, and I think we should be all right.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of the same guys. They have their running back still, Jeffrey, and they have been showing that he's a factor in their game. We got to stop him. So I think it's kind of the same as last year. We just have to go in there, handle business, play our game, and then we'll get out of there with a win.
I think it's just, it makes us have more urgency in practice. We know we're not just going to go over there and just lay them out and, roll over them. They're going to come out swinging, and we got to do what we got to do in this week to prepare and, listen to coach and just lock in for practice.
Mind taking a pillow too, just to, not think about whatever, listen to Spotify or some podcasts or whatnot on the way up. I'm not a coach that, you have to be dead silent on a bus ride. I don't think that makes much sense, especially for a long bus ride up there. But but don't have the music. We play music on the way home, not really on the way there. So everyone's got their own earbuds in and ready to go. But I want them being loose and just enjoying themselves because the bus rides are part of the experience, and but it comes to one of our mantras, right? Get off the bus, and it doesn't matter whether you're driving to Milford or driving to Hanover or North Conway. Same rules apply. So we'll have we'll get through the bus ride, we'll be fine. Let's have enough to eat and drink while either right before or on it, and then it just once we get off the bus, then it's it's for us to start fast, and hey, the bus ride isn't going to affect us, nor should it ever. So I think our guys will be pretty dialed in once we start kickoff, and they don't know how special it is to play high school football, and you don't get any redos at times. So no, I fully expect them to be ready to rock.
The biggest thing is getting off that bus and having that energy right as you get out, and it's tiring sitting on a bus for 2 hours, but I think our guys do what they can, just whatever, listen to music, do what they do, watch stuff, maybe take a nap if they need on the bus. But once we get to that 30-minute point away or 15 minutes, we're starting to get ready, we're starting to get amped up, get our guys all ready, either that whole bus ride kids are watching film. Kids are that last minute film. Going over last minute plays. But I think it's just trying to stay.
Maybe a quick nap here and there, listening to music throughout the whole way. Staying hydrated, drinking water and Gatorade and all that stuff we need. Fueling our bodies with food throughout the bus ride that we need. We can't be like dehydrated and stuff like that on the ride there, else we're gonna shoot ourselves in the foot as we get there. So you just gotta stay locked in.
Usually, I don't know, we all just kind of bond as a team. We can listen to music, but it has to be like low music, and it can't be like super loud, hype, like hip hop or anything like that, because coach tells us we can celebrate on the way back. So once we win, then we can play music. But on the way there, I don't know, everybody's just kind of relaxing. We're playing games on the bus. We're talking with each other. So it's a really mellow ride. Some people listen to music on their AirPods, but yeah, it's fun.
I mean, I think that works for some players. Like, I know a couple of my boys like to take a nap on the bus. Personally, I don't like it because I just don't like that feeling of waking up and then being like, oh, I got to go play a football game right now. I like being prepared. We just we stay locked in. We communicate on the bus, go over what we practiced the week before and what we're going to be seeing out there and what we're going to execute on. Coach always comes back too with our little pregame paper with like the plays we're going to run, and we have a little powwow with him. But our biggest thing is getting off the bus, is that piece of being able to execute right when we get there, and not take time to warm up or to get rolling. And I think that's always been something our program maybe struggles with, but we've been getting better and better every game.
Personally, I listen to music on the way up. I know a lot of guys do. We all just like kind of get in our zone, listen to music like the whole ride, maybe like take a nap if you need to. But that's kind of like the dynamic on the bus. It's quiet on the way there. Like everyone's just getting in the mentality.
Yeah, it's a lot of mental preparation. I think like most of our players know that going into that game, like, we're gonna have to like adjust on the fly, kind of doing things on the bus. Like you can even like study plays. Guys will be talking to each other about the game, just making sure that you don't like lose focus and stay on track. Because I know a lot of time people will, when we have home games, they'll try to get locked in throughout the day, and then they'll get focused up, and a bus ride can easily throw that off. So I think just being able to stay focused and make sure that we don't lose track of what we're doing, because I mean, a 2-hour bus ride, there's a lot of time. So if we can just stay on top of things and get there and just come out firing on all cylinders, I don't think we should have a problem.
I don't know. It's just like it definitely was a weird. No one was really expecting it, but I think they just played really, really good defense. Our defense was playing phenomenal in the first half. We were getting after it, but I don't know. They watched a lot of film. They played our offense good, and I don't know. We were just hoping to get after it in the second half.
I know we were doing a great job on defense, stopping their run, getting a good handle on Vidu, but it definitely was a little nerve-wracking. I think we would have thought we were going to be in a better position going into the second half, but we certainly knew like we're capable of beating this team, and coach talked to us, and we just got back out there ready to attack.
I think I was ready to lose my mind, but cooler heads prevailed, and it was more like, look, we had some couple drops, some penalties, touchdown called back, and still trying to throw the ball. They're dropping 8 guys, and we should have just been content with getting 6 and 7 yards of carry and run on their 4-man box. And but Coach Baku was stupid and messing around. But our guys were playing great on defense, and it was just felt like it probably should have been more like a 20-0, something like that. And no, like Hanover did a great job on defense, and Vidu was flying around, and he had like 15 tackles in that first half. And but no, credit to our guys, and they just came out in the second half, firing, and we ran the hell out of the ball, so it was fun.
I think Hanover originally came out looking to defend our pass, and I think during practice our preparation was we're gonna beat Hanover with the pass. So we are very prepared to have the ball in the air, and then obviously as the game went on throughout the first and second quarter, we weren't really able to get anything from that. We tried a bunch of different things, getting the ball to a bunch of different people. And then I think at halftime, we were able to make the switch to see that running the ball could be more beneficial. And a lot was opened up because I don't think they came out exactly the way that we were expecting them to. And then obviously we edited a little play. Sam Stevenson, we switched his assignment around. We put him in, and he was making some great blocks, and it opened up a ton of us for the run game. And then once we were able to get the run game going, we really were just able to take off.
I think it was just better execution, and also like we found a play that worked, and they can stop it, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think like there's no reason we wouldn't keep running that play if it's working.
Our line was definitely firing all cylinders this game. We didn't have all of our starters out there, but we definitely made do with what we had. And I think just as the game goes on, we're the more fit team. I think we're going to beat them in a battle of attrition. And I think that we just saw some examples of that in that second half.
So for me, like what I was feeling the most was like appreciation for the guys that were blocking for me. They're doing a fantastic job, and it wouldn't have been possible without them. Obviously, our receivers really pulled their stuff together. I think they realized that the ball wasn't going to be in the air very much because it wasn't working, so they were able to shift their focus towards the block in. And I think without the block in, nothing would have been there. And I think it would have been very similar to the first half. But most definitely, I appreciate the guys up front and my receivers.
They did a lot of stuff that we were expecting, but I also think they didn't do a lot of stuff that we were expecting. Like we prepared for a lot of plays, and they didn't even run those plays. And then also when they put that lineman at running back, we were not prepared for that at all. We were prepared for Vidu, and when Vidu went out, we didn't know.
We definitely prepared for most of it. I think we weren't ready for how much 88, that big guy, was necessarily going to run it. I think we could have drilled that a little more in practice, but for the most part, we were holding them to it. He sprung loose a couple times, but our main focus was to make sure we're shutting down Vidu and just getting ready for when they're gonna sling it.
Nothing to the level on Friday night, but definitely, I grew up playing youth football and like triple option, so the ball was in my hands all the time. I think that's the biggest switch from Souhegan. Sometimes it can be difficult as a spread running back to get the carries that you see some of these other teams get in. Obviously, the scheme is very different, but I've definitely been able to put up numbers with the spread offense, but nothing like I was able to do on Friday night. So I was in shock when I saw the next morning Coach Buck had texted me the numbers, and I was in awe. I didn't really believe it, to be honest.
Those 5 touchdowns accounted for 329 yards. Like, just nobody does that in a game, let alone a half. But no, just great executing by our offensive line and our guys on the perimeter. And when you got a guy like JJ, you just get the ball to, and he could do that. All right, well, let's keep doing it. Let's keep running the same plays, And but no, he was like Bo Jackson out there in Tecmo Super Bowl. It was
It
awesome.
was definitely don't get me wrong, it was a fun game, but it wasn't the most fun game I've ever played in. It felt like it was going on forever. And then after the game was finished, I knew you still had another 2-hour drive home. So not that it wasn't fun, but it definitely felt like one of the longest games
I
I've
think
played.
it was a huge lift for our offense, for sure. We basically just told them to go out there, and then on most of the run plays, it was like, hey, just block Vadu, please, and we'll be fine. And I think, and Stevenson does great when he knows for sure exactly what he's doing. And really, that's the only thing that's really kept him off the field offensively was just him not always knowing what he's doing. His ability to catch a football will be better, but he got after it in the run game. He was putting kids out of the club. He was, getting a hat on hat. He was running his feet on contact. He was very physical and gave our offense kind of a lift that it needed. And we were starting a couple guys up front in different spots, and for a couple of normal starters, and they played well too. And it was one of our better games from a kid like Micah Dibble, who moved from right tackle to left tackle, and it was the most physical football game that we've seen him play all year. So it was very very nice to see, and super happy for Stevenson.
Originally, it was kind of what we were expecting from them, but then obviously, like Roger Lucas was out for like the first half, like a quarter, due to his shoulder. He had the shoulder problem, and then Vadu went down, and then you were able to see Roger Lucas go back in, and then they put 88 at running back, which was I think the hardest thing for us was adjusting to that. I mean, just the play style between Vadu and him are extremely different, and that's a big kid, so being able to tackle him, it was kind of reminded me of Pelham last year with Ethan Demons, but definitely adjusting. You really had to just sell your body. Obviously, it's a big weight difference from the guys on our team. I mean, Souhegan's known for having smaller guys, so just the biggest difference was for sure just being able to kind of just throw yourself out there and just really put your body on the line. Tackling someone that big does not feel good, no matter who it is.
He played really solid defense for 3 quarters, kept them scoreless. And then, when you don't get lined up, when you don't run on the football, when you try to tackle guys high and you have bad leverage, anybody's going to score. But no, they were tough, having 88 go in there and run the football and get in the open field. And he's moving, and he's a big human too. So that's going to be tough to bring down. But you're making it way easier for them when you when you are out leveraged, you don't line up properly, and you don't have good angles. You're going to make anyone look good and score. So I think maybe we struggled there in the fourth quarter, but we played a really good defense. We kept Vadu in check for the most part. He'd been putting up some crazy numbers going into that game, and we kind of kept him in check on offense. And I think we felt like we had a beat on what they were trying to do, when maybe he was at quarterback or when Roger was at quarterback, and kind of go from there. So, but no, they played great defense for 3 quarters and just got to finish the game, all 48 minutes. So.